Ooh, today's gonna be a good day. It's a Pokemobs type of day. You know what I mean? Uh-oh. There's 5 more things here, and I only have space for 4. Hmm. Well, I guess it's going up here. This is the Pokemob board. This is something that we are not going to finish. Oh, hi. Oh, how exciting. I can get dyes. So this is a list to track all of the abilities that we're giving Pokemobs. Pokemob abilities? What do you mean? Well, you'll notice that only 2 are checked. Chicken and rabbit. So if we add a chicken to our team. There we go. He's in follow mode. Watch what happens if I jump off of this incredibly high mountain. Oh, it's broken. I just had it disabled inside of the thing. Here. Now watch if I jump off this incredibly high mountain. Slow falling. So that's the chicken's partner skill. Pretty simple. It's the whole Pokemobs thing is you have teammates and they assist you in various ways while existing in the world. So I was thinking if we just add like one ability here and there, we can keep track of it on this board, and over time we'll fill up the whole board. But here's kind of our strategy. So passive mobs will give buffs, like the chicken given the slow falling, and neutral mobs will give various types of things. Hostile mobs will attack for us in various ways. I don't know what we'll do with the boss, but we don't have to worry about that today. So I was thinking, let's just do something pretty simple. We can add these effect ones in really easy. It's just one command. So let's look for a positive effect here. Ooh, night vision. Oh, what if you have a cat in your party, you get night vision? We'll need a few of our custom snowballs. Bam. I just had an idea for a bug. This is how my brain works. So I haven't actually caught this cat before, so the follow swapper here, whoopsie. The follow swapper shouldn't actually work. Oh. Yeah, that shouldn't happen. Let's check if this works. Can I check for no team? Aha. There we go. Now, conveniently, it is almost nighttime, so let's go ahead and set up the command. I'm not sure if this is going to make the screen flash a lot if we have it super low. We might want it at least 5. Okay, it's getting dark. Turn this on. Oh my. Yeah, that's the flashing I was worried about. What if we do maybe 10? Still? Oh man, that's annoying. Oh, now it's slower flashing. What? I changed the amplifier and that changed the flashing? 10. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I have to increase the duration by a lot. Wait a second. I have an idea on how we can fix this problem and balance it. Because the night vision is really strong, right? This just straight up replaces, making night vision potions. And that's an expensive process. But then I was like, noticing how the cat sort of just wanders around all the time. What if you only get night vision when the cat's really close? Say maybe a cat has to be 7 blocks away. Well, we can specifically clear the night vision effect from the player. So if the cat's close enough, then we're good. And if, boom, well, it turns off. The cat wanders away from us, we lose our night vision. So we're subject to the finickiness of the cat, which is very on brand for a cat. They'll help you out as long as they want to, and then when they're bored. This, actually, the effect doesn't look as bad as I thought. Like, all of a sudden, there's light, and then, oh, it's dark again. Yeah, that's okay. I like that. I want to try it out in a darker area and just see how it's... Oh, yeah, it's way more noticeable. Yeah, it almost works better if you kind of just stand still and the cat just... Oh, this is the rotate command. We added that a few episodes ago. But yeah, if you're just kind of standing still, the night vision kind of works better. And if you're running around, because the cat has to teleport to you, it's a little bit more back and forth. It's not just exploding my eyeballs, though. That was the main thing I was worried about. All right. Yeah, I think we can keep that. We could affect the distances later if you guys have strong opinions about it, but I think that's all right for now. Now, if you're one of the kind of people that thinks ahead, you're like, hey, wait a second. We could just get every single animal in the game and, you know, have a million effects all active at once. That seems kind of overpowered. Well, it is. And so one of the things that we're going to do today is we're actually going to limit our party size. Let's check the cat off the list before I forget. There we go. We basically have two options with this. We can either go with like more of a slot system. Wow, probably will want to have that stick around a little bit longer. Or we can go with more of a percent system. Oh, I have to make another objective. I've fallen so far down the scoreboard rabbit hole. There's just so many extra, what am I trying to call this? There's so much extra stuff you have to do with scoreboards, as opposed to like working through the entity's, I don't know, NBT data or something. But I think we're probably gonna have to do it that way. Just because we have per player control, which will be important in a moment. We'll set my max party size to 5 right now. We're just gonna assume that we're going with the, if we were doing this percent, I'd probably do 500 for the finer grain control. But what we need to do is determine how much these are worth. Now, if we're doing slots, we will have it set to 1 for each of these guys probably. Oh, check this out. Before I forget, I updated command blocks now, the command block data pack, so now I don't have to click like 3 times. Because before I was like just spam clicking to like even place a block, but now it always works clicking twice. And additionally, if you're shifting, you can break blocks now, which you couldn't do before. And I adjusted the, you see that floating box? I adjusted the position checking. So now you can actually place blocks underneath you. Yeah, it's easier if you're in first person. Just a neat little thing. Now what we can do, and this is not a perfect solution, but we can actually take all of the party weight things and add them together. And this is all when we're using that follow swapper, when we're actually like changing them to follow or wander mode. But we can then compare that to the max party size and do something like, you know, you have space. Whoa, I can't spell. So theoretically, we have a max party size of 5 and we have 2 party members. So we should have, yeah, we have space. And if we set our max party size to 2, it shouldn't say anything. Yep. But I've mentioned before that I want the Pokemob system to be multiplayer friendly. And one of the issues with this thing, you see this part, distance equals 20, tag equals Pokemob follow. If there's 2 players nearby, we'll make them planks like this. And say this player has 3 and this one has 2, but they're pretty close. When this guy is testing, it'll find the other guy's Pokemobs. So therefore, the better way to do this would actually be through our follow swapper here. That way we can track me and the entity, because I'm the one who gets the advancement that this is run off, and the bobber is right next to the correct entity. So if we do this, I think it should remove, oh wait, I forgot to create, you know, we better make sure that this cat doesn't get away. I thought of a better name, so I hadn't made it yet. There we go. The nice thing about this name is if it's with the mob, it's like, oh, that's how big they are in the party. And if it's us, you just assume that's the whole party size. So right now it's 0 because we started in the middle of things. That should have added 1. What? Oh no, it's infinite. Okay, I think it's correct now. Let's just reset my score to 0. If I add this guy to my team, I get a point of 1. Add the second one, I get 2. And then if I remove it, yep, it goes down. Awesome, okay. So this is way more player specific. I mean, you can even see the command getting outputted. It shows my name and it shows the entity that's getting changed. So it's not going to have the overlap problems we were having before. The one issue it will have, though, is the fact that we still have to set the entity scores. Oh, man. There's one simple test we're going to try here. to see if this is going to be hard or easy. If I catch this cat, its score goes away. Does it come back? It doesn't. So that means we always have to be setting their values. So potentially what we would have to do is we'd have to have a huge giant line of command blocks, and it's just like set the cat score, set the chicken score, you know, just like all 80 mobs or however many there is. Actually 81 because there was that zombified piglin. Oh man. Oh, in case you're not tracking here, the reason that we can't just set them all to be 1. I mean, I guess we could, but because the abilities are going to be different strengths, you know, a cave spider effect might be like worth 2 slots. And this is where, you know, the percent thing might be more handy because then we can do like, you know, 2.35 or 1.3 or, you know, whatever. But if we're assuming that each entity is going to have a different score, that's why we would have to set each one individually and multiple times per the same entity, which is rough. Okay, better idea. So rather than using the scores, which we have to set every time we spawn them, we have to have something tracking constantly, and we're already going to be doing these like, you know, entity specific commands, we could just add the score in at that point and just have it trigger once when we use the follow swapper. So you can see my party size is changing appropriately. Well, actually, it was incorrect to begin with, so apparently I only have a party size of 1. But it also allows us to do the party size checking easier. So let's set my party size correctly. And then we're going to change the max size to just be 1, because I think I've set this up correctly. So my party size is 1, I have the chicken, and if I try and add the cat, if I try and add the cat, wait, why isn't that working? It's actually supposed to like give an error message. Okay, don't laugh. There was a comparison and it was less than or equals to. I had it like this. But it's supposed to be like that. It should only succeed if the party size is equal to or less than. So here we go. We remove, that's normal. We add, your team is already full. You'll notice there's no like name addition. Our party size doesn't go up. And if we run around, the cat does not teleport to us. The chicken keeps teleporting. So we can successfully lock out the player from adding any stuff beyond their party size. We'll change max party to 2. And of course, what? Oh, come back. Your team is already full. It's not getting rid of the Pokemon party full tag properly. Okay, fortunately, a pretty simple mistake. One that's actually kind of instructive. I'll show you what's going on here. The way I end things early is by using a command called return. This can end a function early. And additionally, it can run one command as its last hurrah, basically. So if I'm a function and I get to return, the function ends and this last command runs. Unfortunately, the last 2 commands both had return on them, so I removed return from the first one, and so now it should only trigger appropriately. So let's give this a whirl. We have party size 1, goes up to 2, and we're all good. We're back to normal. I set max party back to 1, and we should be back to team is already full. So you'll notice I'm changing the max party size a lot, and that's because I actually want the player to upgrade over time. I want you to be able to go from party size of 1 at the beginning to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5. But how can we trigger those party upgrades? Well, I was thinking, what if you get an upgrade when you kill a really strong boss? So we actually have a few really strong bosses we can work with. There's the Wither, the Warden, the Ender Dragon, And maybe the Elder Guardian? That's a pretty good spread. We could maybe add one more too, if we wanted to go for max size of 6. Although I think there's really only 4 bosses right now. Maybe the creaking when it comes out or something. Anywho, this is going to give us an opportunity to do something cool and new that I have never done before, and I've always wanted to. So I've used advancement a ton. This is actually how the follow swapper works as an example. You can see this is all of the achievements or advancements that you get when you're doing Pokemobs. Here's set follow or not. That's the one that triggers our follow swapper here. But there's something cool you can do with advancements. Something that works perfectly for our scenario. We can put advancements in tabs here. So that way we can indicate to the player, you know, how do you upgrade? So I've never done this before. I don't know how this works. I'm gonna figure it out. Let's make a tab, I guess. I have no idea what's about to happen, but here we go. Nothing. Oh, here's the advancement. What if I give myself the advancement? It shows up in a little... Oh, look at this. I didn't set a background. Oh, do you like the catchphrase? The catchphrase is really good. Very good, very good. Okay, it needs a background. Are these the only backgrounds we can pick from, or can we pick like any block we want? How do we make it so like the player automatically has that achievement? Actually, I guess we could do that on the pack load. Duh. Of course, all we have to do... Oh, okay, it did revoke it. But it's an advancement, right? We just could give it some way of showing up. I'm looking around for something that I can tame. And pretty much all the tameable stuff I've already tamed. So this actually might not be an amazing trigger. We could just do an existing trigger. If you exist, you get the advancement. Wow, look at me, I'm so special. I get the advancement for existing. So we have a thing. Okay, so we can add route. Or no, wait, we did add the route. Now we can add steps. So like, you know, killing the different bosses. I'm thinking though that we probably aren't going to expect them to kill the bosses in a specific order. So we might want it to be kind of like this, where it's like you can kind of go down any branch you want. So here we have the warden one. I tried to have like an entity spawner with a warden circling around, but it doesn't really load it. Temporarily, the way that you trigger the warden advancement is, yep, you guessed it, you kill a cod. So let's just double check this works. Bam! There's the advancement. And this is me realizing I forgot to trigger the function that I made. The advancement worked as it was supposed to, so that's good. So we'll just revoke this killed warden. Oh man, you guys ready for a fight with the warden? Oh man, that was tough. Yeah, so we have like a sound, there's like a title that shows up. You can see your mobs gain a newfound respect for your prowess. Max allies increased. And if we check max party, we set it to 2 earlier and it's now 3. So that's definitely working as we expect. Kind of a cool little thing. Also, I think it's a decent way to explain like why more creatures are willing to follow you. It's like, oh, they see that you've defeated this really strong enemy, so they're like, oh, okay, I'll listen to him. Okay, here we go. I added all of the 4 bosses. I tried to do it in the same style as Minecraft does. So in the description, they describe how you're supposed to do it, and then the title is just sort of, I don't know, clever or something. And then also this border is like a challenge border. And since you have to kill him, I put each of these as a challenge border. And I set them to their appropriate boss. So the warden one, you actually have to kill the warden. So we'll take that one back. And we'll reset my max party to be the appropriate number. So now in the future, I can level up by doing that. That's pretty cool. We'll have to add more of those in the future. I really like that, putting them directly there in the tab menu. That's just really cool. All right, the cat is back in its place of honor. where it can protect against creepers. That's the main reason we have it there, so creepers don't fall on me when I'm going out of there. But the next thing I want to experiment with Pokemobs here is place. There we go. I want to try copying our movement. Right now, the chicken sort of walks independently of us. But what if it like sort of stayed a distance away and then was like mimicking our movements part of the time? Maybe not all the time, but you know. So we're literally just gonna copy the motion tag straight over. And maybe it'll work. Look how well it's working. Oh, whoa, wait a second. When we jump, it jumps. It's not copying my sideways movement. That's kind of weird. It's the jumping is kind of cool. I have something else I want to try here. It's going to basically leash the entity and then like release it really fast. And my hope is it might sort of orient the chicken towards us. Or maybe I need to put the UUID in. Oh yeah, you saw it for a split second there. Doesn't really seem to influence the chicken's movement very much. I guess it did stop him. Oh, not really. Well, one thing we can definitely do for movement that I have apparently forgotten to add is this predicate safe ground check. So what we can do is we can check if the area is safe in a large area as opposed to just mostly a large area. This is actually how like pets work. So you'll notice the chicken teleports to me before the cat does. And it's not just a distance thing. If I go against this wall, cat doesn't teleport until I'm outside. It also kind of teleports in like a spread player type of scenario, which looks a lot more natural. So we could try applying that to the chicken maybe. So we do the check and then we have a spread players command. So let's stand here where there should be enough clear area. Here's the real test. Oops, so I fell off. I'm honestly getting used to the slow falling. It's kind of funny. Does it work if we're underneath something? It's really nice because it's like if we're up against a wall, there might not be space to teleport the chicken in here. So I think it is good to add this check. Ah, the chicken got teleported on top. I was worried about that. We could try doing under... We could macro the player's Y value. This is getting a little advanced, but it would look really awesome. All right, this is going to be really cool or have a lot of errors. Well, it's working. We're under something and it's working. I forgot to add the check of, you know, only when it's far away. But this lets us see how the safe check works. So when we're next to the wall, he doesn't teleport, you know. I mean, it's the same thing we were talking about before, but it's just a lot more visual now. Okay, well, there we go. We have much better teleporting, much nicer teleporting. And importantly, much safer teleporting. This is pretty nifty, though. I've been wanting to do spread players a long time, and I couldn't figure out a good way to do it. But that macro is working really well. You can actually see the macro over here. Yeah, Y, 64, which, yep, we're at 64. Oh boy, one more change left. I've been avoiding this one for a while because it has the potential to create lag, but if Pokemobs is gonna work, we have to add it back. And that is attributes. There should be an attribute somewhere in here, changing the chicken's scale, but there isn't. And here it is, the stats. Oh yeah, you can see it's a tiny iron golem. It's a very cool effect. We need to add it back. And I think one of the very first things we need to do is to set a... Oh wait, no, I don't know what the tag is. What happens when it finishes? Ah yes, this tag equals scale statted. I think part of the reason it was laggy before is this tries to tag anything. And it shouldn't be trying to tag things that it already tagged. So that might help a little bit. All right, here we go. These haven't been updated in quite a while. and we definitely need to update them if we want it to work. Nice thing is we don't have to use UUIDs anymore. We can just use the name. All right, that adds alphas back into the mix. We should be back to normal. So the way to chest here is we'll get this chicken's tags. Now he has been supposedly statted. So we're going to fix that. And in a moment here, he should get adjusted. Oh, it didn't work. Oh, ID. It's not name anymore. It's ID. ID? 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 Still ID? And that's it, maybe? There we go. Oh man, that took a little bit of doing. The egg is almost as big as he is. Wow, that is one tiny chicken. Well, we're back in business with Pokemobs. We have a lot of great additions, and we've updated some old things that definitely needed fixing, like the teleport and the scale. There's definitely more work for us to do in the future. There's a lot of helper skills that we need to add and figure out, you know, are they a 1 or something more, you know? So definitely a lot of interesting things in the future. But for now, I think that's going to do it for me and Mini Chicken. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one. Later, later.